FABRICANA.com. I'm Myles, and today we're going to be looking at the infinity scarf. It's versatile, it's great for men and women, and can be made from a wide range of fabrics, such as the comfy knit that I'm wearing, or this soft and drapey rayon batik shown on the mannequin. The method shown today is perfect for making one for yourself and one for a friend, so it makes a great gift idea. Before we start talking about construction techniques for an infinity scarf, let's look at some of the fabrics that would be suitable for this type of project. For today's project, we're going to actually be making it out of a beautiful bamboo viscose jersey with a bit of spandex. It's got a wonderful hand and will feel wonderful as a scarf. The bamboo viscose is also available in lots of different prints, stripes, and polka dots. There's also this wonderful tie-dye print that we have. Other types of viscose knits would be wonderful for a project like this, available again in lots of types of prints. This is a wonderful polka dot. This is another amazing fabric that would be more suitable for something for the winter time. It's a wonderful fleece type of fabric, wonderful stretch and softness, and I love the mottled texture with a little bit of tweed. We're showing here another scarf made in a rayon batik. Again, it's very comfortable on the skin, available in a wonderful prints and colors. There's this wonderful purple. I love this sharp contrast to the black and white. And look at this beautiful leaf print with the oranges and greens, perfect for fall. So now that we've discovered some amazing fabrics for these scarves, let's look at some of the construction techniques. So here we have our original piece of fabric. This is the lengthwise grain here. We've removed selvages. So now what we want to do is we want to cut our piece of fabric in half on the fold line. So the way we're going to do that is we're actually going to open up the fabric and fold it in half across the length, lining up the edge where the selvage used to be before we cut it off. So carefully drape it, fold it in half again. Again, lining up that raw edge now. And I'm going to carefully drape it back onto the table. Now I'm going to be cutting it using a rotary cutter. So I've got a mat here, and I've got a ruler and a cutter. And I'm going to be cutting across the fabric here. If you don't have a rotary cutter, you can always use a ruler and a piece of chalk and your scissors to cut the two pieces in half. One of our cut fabric pieces. We're going to open it up. It'll start to look a little bit more like a scarf. Nice long piece. Now with the right sides together, we're now going to fold it, bringing those cut edges together. And what I need to do, because of the crosswise stripe, is I actually need to match up all the stripes down the two edges as I pin these edges together all the way along the length. Our scarf to this point, we've sewn the long seam, leaving an opening in order to turn it. The next thing we want to do is actually mark a notch in one end. This is going to be exactly across from our seam allowance, and this is going to be a point to match when we're sewing the two ends together. So I'm going to cut another little notch at the other end. The next thing I want to do is actually turn the whole thing right side out. Starting to look a little bit more like a finished scarf. So now it's all right sides out. We're going to bring one end of the scarf to meet the other. Now that I've got my scarf folded in half with the two ends lined up, I'm going to, with right sides together, I'm going to put the two seam allowances together and pin. And then my two notches that I've cut at the other end, again with right sides together, I'm going to match those notches up and pin. Now this is the option for a flat scarf. I'm going to now show you the option for a twisted scarf. If you'd like to do the option of the twisted scarf, we're actually going to want to match one of the seams with one of the notches and the other notch with the other seam. Again, we're going to want to go right sides together. This time we're going to match the notch with the seam and place a pin. And again, at the other side, we're going to do the same thing, matching the seam with the notch, right sides together, and place a pin. So whether you've decided to do the twisted or the flat scarf, the next step is the same. What we're going to do is we're going to reach into the opening in our long seam, and we're going to grab where we've pinned the scarf and pull it through the opening. We want to get both of the pins through the opening, and then what we want to do is lining up those pins. We're going to place more pins all the way around this round opening, and that'll help us sew the ends together. Sewn all the way around the two ends together, we're going to reach back into the opening that we originally turned it through and reveal an infinity scarf. We still have to close the opening, which we can either do by machine or by slip stitching by hand. And we also need to press the seam allowance where we sewed the opening. Basically what we're going to do is bring it over the end of our ironing board, and you can reach inside through the opening to kind of push the seam allowances in one direction, and then simply press. Sewn our opening closed, all of our seams that are discreetly hidden inside our scarf. We've got a beautiful round finished scarf. So generally you're going to take the end seam and put it at the back of your neck, turn the scarf half a twist and pull it over your head. You can adjust it to whatever length you want. So here we have our finished scarf. Thank you so much for joining us at StudioFabricana.com, and we'll see you next time.